Steve Peterson here with Infinity Investments, and welcome to our channel where we talk all things commercial and investment real estate. And in today's video, we're talking about the 3 biggest traps that most investors fall into when conducting a 1031 exchange. Point number 1, starting the search too late. I just see too many investors start the search for the replacement property once they've sold the down leg property. And that's not the way to do it. We need to start looking for that replacement property before we even sell the down leg. And in fact, really smart and shrewd investors find their replacement property first and then go list their property for sale, right? And they can do that via an option. They can do that via a contract with an exchange clause. They can do that also via a reverse exchange. Now, I'm going to do a video series on reverse exchanges as well. But I'm not necessarily saying you need to do a reverse exchange, meaning buy the replacement first and then sell. What I'm saying that you need to have an idea of what you're looking for, and you need to start looking for it at the very least when you begin the listing of your down leg. Very, very important. I had a person tell me that we're selling property. Hey, I don't really want to look at properties until I get the place sold. My counter to that is look, we're putting ourselves into a very stressful situation if we wait until the property sells to then go and look out for our replacement. Rather, we need to start looking for that property as soon as we think about selling it. Even before we list the down leg, before we think about it, we want to think about what is the next move. The reason being is that the whole purpose of a 1031 exchange is to acquire a better asset with the equity that you have. The deferral of taxes is an added benefit. In order to adequately find a better asset, it requires time, diligence, and searching. So don't start your search too late. You start your search when you begin the process. That's the first trap. Second trap, not having a defined investment criteria. People I just want to exchange so I can make more money or buy a bigger property. That's nice. Let's break that down. What type of property specifically? What type of rate of return? And when we're talking rate of return, let's talk the different elements of return. Cap rate, cash or cash return, internal rate of return, right? You need to have that set clearly up front, I'd say in writing or just in a concrete fashion so that you have a guiding post. Too many people get in the exchange process, then get far down the road, then get nervous, then start changing and switching, and now you're shooting from the hip. We don't want to shoot from the hip, especially if you have a property that you're selling and this is an amazing property. You need to make sure that the next one that you buy is not just a tax saver, it's a money maker. And a great way of doing that is figuring out what the existing return on equity that your property, the one you're considering selling, what is that generating? What is the return on equity from an annual basis? What does that look like? And essentially when I say return on equity, how much money are you making every year on the property's equity? If you sold the property, paid the expenses, your equity, how much is that making you, right? Typically what we find, that's less than 2 or 3%. So it makes sense to exchange, because if I can exchange you, say you're making 3%, and I can exchange you to something making 6%, now I can double your cash flow. But you wouldn't even know that if you didn't take the time to do the return on equity analysis. By doing that analysis, you can set your criteria, something that's very, very important. It will be a guiding map for you as you go out there and navigate. So that's trap number 2, not having a clearly defined criteria. Trap number 3, and this is a big one, going into an unknown marketplace. So you're selling a property in the Bay Area in California, and you want to buy something in Texas. It looks cheap. It looks great. The cap rate looks outstanding, and you just go all in. But you don't know, how does that property compare to the other properties in that market in Texas? You can't compare something in the Bay Area and something in Texas. Shoot, you can't even compare something in the Bay Area and the Central Valley, California. You need to know the marketplace that you're going to invest. I'm not saying don't go outside your marketplace. A lot of smart investors do, but they take the time and diligence to understand that marketplace very, very well. You should too. All right, we have the internet, we have you can hop on a plane, travel, get your feet to the street, but know the market that you're going to invest in like the back of your hand, and compare the property you're looking at with other properties in that market, not the market that you're selling out of, all right? So I hope this video was helpful.
Don't fall into these 3 traps. Stay diligent. If this is helpful, click the link below. We've got a 1031 exchange checklist that'll help guide you through making a wiser investment and buying a better asset. Hope this helps. If it does, like, subscribe, share it with friends. To the next video. Peace out and best of success to your investing career.